Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 36 of the 2019-2020 Premier League season. It's 11 o'clock on Monday the 13th of July. Tomorrow Chelsea play, of course. Looking back at last week, Nathan, before we make this week's predictions, how well did you get on?
Last week I had a terrible week, along like most people, I reckon. I only had 2 points with no perfect results.
Yeah, I was almost as bad, Nathan. I only came away with 3 points. No perfect results. Terrible by me. Representing the viewers last week was David Bayo, and David came away with just 2 points as well. So overall now, Nathan, you are on 237 points, I'm on 250 points, and the viewers are on 220 points. Top scorer from last week with just 6 points was Diffusion Hitman. So congratulations, Diffusion Hitman, on those magnificent 6 lovely points. The rest of the guys come away with mainly 3s and 4s, and I think there may have been 1 5 as well from Roberto Hollis, who I believe has his own predictions channel. That's enough of week 35. Let's crack on and make some predictions, where hopefully we'll do a lot better in week 36.
Okay, so first up we had Chelsea-Norwich. Now Chelsea getting absolutely dispatched by Sheffield United last week 3-0. I don't know what happened there. They're really living up to the shirt sponsor on their kit, whereas Norwich officially relegated last week after a Michael Antonio masterclass against West Ham. Norwich had looked absolutely pathetic in that game. Nothing going for them. Can't seem to get a win anywhere. Can only see this one way, this one going as well. Chelsea should return with a win. I could say a 3-0 to Norwich, but yeah, Frank Lampard.
Norwich?
I could, with the way it's been going. I mean, that Chelsea kit is a curse, isn't it? But it's going to be 4-0 to Chelsea. Yeah, possibly more.
I agree. I think Chelsea are going to pick up the full 3 points in this one. Chelsea's defence, though, at the moment is leaking. Of course, they did suffer defeat last time out, as you said, against the Blades 3-0. Yeah, they're going to come out firing in this one. They're going to cement themselves in those Champions League positions, although things are looking a little bit precarious now, because Manchester City have been allowed to play in the Champions League next season, so there's only
controversially
those top 4 spaces available. So Chelsea are going to have to go all out for the win in this one. I think they will score 3 goals, but I think with that defence at the moment, and even against Norwich, they're going to concede, so I'm going to go for 3-1 in this fixture. Next up, we've got Burnley against Wolves. Now Burnley last time out against Liverpool gaining a very good draw, 1-1.
That was
Pope in goals, performing heroics.
Oh, he's going to be England number 1.
He was superb, but Burnley had a chance near the end as well. I can't remember if it hit the bar or just went over when they should have scored. So Burnley were unlucky to take all 3 points against Liverpool at Anfield in the last game week. Wolves themselves turning around their fortunes when they had a little bit of a stutter with 2 back-to-back defeats. They had an excellent win against sort of a faltering Everton.
That's a superb win.
Yeah, but in this one, it's going to be very tight. This could go either way. It could even end up in a draw, but I'm going to go for a home win to Burnley in this one, and I'm going for 2-1.
Yeah, I actually disagree with you. I'm going to go with a Wolves win here. I think Burnley, good job holding them to a Liverpool to a 1-1, but I just think Wolves are going to proper pile on the pressure for United and Leicester above them, and they are returning to form, because usually Wolves lose a few and then Wolves just pick up like mad. So I can see Wolves coming back with a 2-1, which will put them on 58 points, and if results go their way, then that's only a win away from Champions League football, which is insane for a club that was only playing Championship football 2 seasons ago. that's fantastic. But anyway, moving on, next up we've got Man City versus Bournemouth. Now Bournemouth, what a win against Leicester last week. No one saw that coming. Leicester just falling apart.
And Leicester were 1-0 ahead in that match as well.
Exactly, everyone thought that that would have cemented Bournemouth going down that one as well. But yeah, very surprising. And then Man City being allowed to play European football next season, not sure about that one. I reckon if UEFA actually had disciplinary measures in place, then Man City would have just straight up lost the appeal, which they really do deserve. I mean, spending $1 billion in the past decade is just ridiculous and not fair. I mean, is it at that stage where we got to introduce a salary cap that they have in America, or would that cause more problems? Who knows? Put it in the comments on how we need to sort out the financial issues, guys. But anyway, back to the football. Man City last week 5-0 win over Brighton. Not too surprising that, really. Should have gone for more in my prediction last week, but Man City Bournemouth, can see it being 3-0 Man City, to be honest. Going to play it safe.
Yeah.
Can't see Bournemouth having much.
I think last week that victory over Brighton was slightly surprising in my eyes, because Brighton, prior to that, okay, defensively they've been quite sound, but yeah, I think it's going to be a rout in this one, even though Bournemouth, fighting for their lives, absolutely superb in that last fixture. They've got a win and a draw under their belts in those last two fixtures as well. Yeah, I can't see anything than a Manchester City win in this one. The machine keeps carrying on. 4-0 for me to the Sky Blues, or the Citizens in this one, we should say. Next up we've got Newcastle at home against Spurs. Spurs, of course, winning the North London derby, surprisingly coming from 2-1 behind, even though Arsenal looked good in that one. It was just a couple of defensive mistakes, or at least one
was good watching that day.
Defensive mistake from Arsenal in that one, but Spurs managed to grind out the victory in that one, making a wry smile from Jose Mourinho. Newcastle went ahead in their fixture last week against Watford, but ultimately Watford came from behind in that one and won. So this one, yeah, very difficult one to predict. Spurs aren't looking great at the moment, even though they won against Arsenal, so I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one. Yeah,
I've got exactly the same. Newcastle still surprising people, even though they've lost their last two matches, and they could have done a lot better against Watford. But yeah, I mean Spurs, can't see them doing much, even though they've already lost once in their last six. I still think it's going to be a draw, and Newcastle are going to pull things around, so 1-1 there. Next up we've got Arsenal versus Liverpool. Arsenal, comedy club again. That defence is absolutely shocking. I mean, they just need to put it in a bag, dispose of it, and get a completely new one next season. Maybe look to the Championship, even you'll find better quality there, or Vauxhall Conference in fact. Get the full Barrow defence in there, and that'll still do better than Kolasinac, Louise, and even worse Mustafi. But anyway, coming up against Liverpool side, couldn't take their chances at all against Burnley, but Jurgen Klopp's going to want them to turn it straight back round, and I think it's going to be 3-1 Liverpool. Yeah, I think Liverpool will come away with a victory in this one. If they're going to go for that record points haul, which I think Klopp has mentioned he's not interested in. Maximum is 102 now.
Yeah, or 102 rather. Yeah, I think they're going to go out and all guns blazing with that defence of Arsenal. You could see the likes of Salah and Firmino and Mane having a little bit of a field day with toying with that Arsenal defence. However, I think Arsenal are going to make it a little bit tougher for them, because I think Liverpool, without Henderson, they are bringing in some youngsters now, so you're not sure what the lineup is going to be for the Reds. So I'm going to go for a narrow 2-1 away victory to Liverpool in this one. Next up we've got Everton against Aston Villa. Now Aston Villa, last time out they actually won a match.
Miracle.
Beating Crystal Palace, keeping a clean sheet as well, 2-0. Everton looks like they're on the beach now, losing 3-0 last time out. They are in 11th, haven't won now in 4 matches, so it'll probably end up in an Everton win for this one. But I'm going to give Aston Villa some hope in this one, but ultimately I can't see them winning. I think this is going to be a bit of a stalemate, and I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw. Yeah, although Everton are on the beat, seems to be on the beach at the moment, I think Ancelotti is definitely going to want them to finish strong and possibly finish it. Well, they can't exactly finish above in the top 10 now. That's it for their season, really. Basically it. So
They just got to hold on to 11th at the moment, but I still think they're going to get a win over Aston Villa, and they're going to still want to make a statement for next season. And with the amount of money they've spent over recent years, they should be minimum 5th or 6th European places. But yeah, I'm going to say 2-0 Everton in this one. Next up, we've got Leicester versus Sheffield United. Now, Leicester get absolutely destroyed last week by Bournemouth. Just collapsed in the second half completely. And then Sheffield United, what a win over Chelsea that was. Sheffield United picking up some form. If Chris Wilder doesn't win Manager of the Season this season, then the league is corrupt mind.
No, Klopp's going to win it. Liverpool haven't won it in 30 years, he's going to win it.
Yeah, saying that, if it's either between, well, if Klopp wins it, then it's not so bad, but Chris Wilder's got to be a solid second. But anyway, even though I think Brendan want Leicester to bounce back straight away, even though they have been very patchy recently, I just think Sheffield United are going to continue ahead. Amazing run of form. They're definitely going to want to push above Wolves and try and get that 6th position, which guarantees them European football next season, because of course Man City won the Carabao Cup. So I can see it being a stalemate, 1-1.
Yeah, well, earlier in the season, Nathan, Sheffield United actually won this fixture 2-1, and I'm actually going to go for a repeat of that score. I think Jamie Vardy, he is in good scoring form at the moment. He actually scored against Bournemouth in that heavy defeat, of course. I think he'll score, but Sheffield United looking really good at the moment, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to the Blades. Next up, we've got Crystal Palace against Manchester United. Crystal Palace now looking like that they're on the beach in their last 5 matches. They've suffered defeat. Manchester United earlier this evening, they were 2-1 ahead against Southampton. Finally it finished 2-2 all square. They're currently in 5th position, Manchester United, equal on points with Leicester, but 3 goals down on them. So if they win this and Leicester lose, then Manchester United will leapfrog Leicester into those Champions League spots, and I think they will. I think Manchester United looking good at the moment, a little bit defensive, wanting playing out of the back at one point this season, which wasn't great. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to the Red Devils.
I'm actually going to go for a 2-1 here. I think Palace will at least get a goal, but Man United is just going to keep pushing, but I still think with the way they've been playing, or with the way things are at the moment, I think they're going to still finish 5th.
Yeah, Anthony Martial this evening, his goal, and it was absolutely tremendous, and I think he set up the first goal for Manchester United as well.
Indeed. Anyway, next up we got Southampton versus Brighton, South Coast derby. Now Southampton drew against Man United this evening, as we've just said, and only lost once in the last 6 matches, continuing to get draws, picking up results, whereas Brighton absolutely getting destroyed 5-0 against Man City, starting to drop a lot in form. But unless Bournemouth and Aston Villa absolutely turn it around, then they seem to be safe again from relegation. Southampton, they're going to continue it, and I can see it being a 2-0 victory, mirroring the last result. So Southampton getting the double there in the South Coast.
Yeah, I think the Saints are going to gain victory in this one. It's going to be tough for them because it is on the South Coast. It is a bit of a derby down there, and Brighton, their season seems to be flittering out a little. 2 defeats in their last or actually it's 3 defeats in their last 4 matches. So they are going to put up a good show against Southampton, but at the moment Southampton's tails are up. They did really well against Manchester United this evening. Unfortunate, you could say they could have gained all 3 points, but in this one I think they will gain those 3 points, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to the Saints. Now the final fixture of this game week is West Ham against Watford, both teams securing 3 points last time out. West Ham absolutely stupendous, scoring 4 goals, all of those goals as we mentioned to the man of the moment, Antonio. I think that's 5 goals now he scored in 2 matches.
Amazing.
As well. Watford gaining a very good victory over the Magpies, come in from behind, so 34 points. They're currently on. Bournemouth are on 31, so they need to get something out of this game. Maybe they can get it with a draw, but I think West Ham look full of confidence at the moment.
They seem really confident.
So I'm going to just give the 3 points to West Ham in this fixture.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to go for a 2-1 as well. I just think they'll slightly edge past Watford, probably at the end. Can see Antonio getting another goal here. He is really the main scorer for West Ham at the moment, and maybe they found that goal scorer that they've been waiting for. Hilaire had let down this season, but yeah, this victory should really secure West Ham's safety now.
Excellent. So that concludes our predictions for week 36 of this 2019-2020 Premier League season. As usual, I'm going to leave a template of these fixtures in the description. If you'd like to play along at home, you're going to have to get in quick because that Chelsea Norwich match is on Tuesday evening. So all you need to do is copy and paste them into your comment, and like Diffusion Hitman, if you're the top scorer, you'll get a shout out like Diffusion Hitman. I'm not sure if he's a he or a she. But in the meantime, Nathan, before we go, is there anything you'd like to add? Or come on, Tom.
7:40 tonight, because it has gone past midnight now. I'm going to be doing a live stream for Cardiff City versus Derby, championship watch along. Be there. Let's hope Cardiff can stay in the playoffs.
Let's hope so. Yes. Thick and fast, feast of football. Mm-hmm. We know it's all happening at the moment. Yeah. After this round of fixtures, we're going to be going straight into week 37 as well. So
2 matches left.
Yeah,
then we got all the reviews.
It's all to play for, especially those final Champions League spots. The relegation has got to be sorted out. We know that Norwich are down, but we've got the likes of Villa, Bournemouth, Watford and West Ham sort of battling out for those final 2 positions. Yeah, Villa have got to win by the looks of it in game week 36. But for now, Nathan, I'm going to bid you farewell and good evening. And the rest of you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.
Cheers, guys.